Folks, need your support. Gonna keep plugging away till you show your love for the channel, for myself, Joe Wayne, and for the work that I do every day, 365 days, every freaking year. I don't sleep, I don't slow down, and I never give in or give up. So until I am forced to close the channel because I literally have no electricity, got to keep plugging away. So show your pride. Show you're one of the ACP through and through family members in style with going to the ACP through and through factory and gearing up because Black Friday is right around the corner. That being said, this is Joe Wayne with the ACP through and through. Once again, the Anti-COINTELPRO Show and the Anti-COINTELPRO Show.com. Now, we're talking about, well, one thing we're not talking about. We're not discussing the complete aberration of the human being, right? This aberration of believing lies instead of your lying eyes, right? And they don't really believe it, do they? No, this is a concerted effort from the loser left to pounce because they think, since they think they've gotten away with election fraud, they think they have gotten away with massive voter fraud with dead people and illegal invaders voting. Not yet. Not so quick. Now, we're not going to talk about the reason they're lying when the truth sounds good about Jim Acosta. No, we're not, because we know, and we're not going to. It's redonkulous to even have that non-debate. There is no debate. You either believe the truth that is right in front of your face, or you abide the lies and cry and ask for forgiveness after you break the law instead of, actual permission, right? Because that's what the left does. That's what the deep state does. That's what all of the liars and the users and the cucks of society do. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and then they beg for forgiveness. And typically they get it as well. Yeah, they typically get forgiveness by the likes of the dirty deep state like Jeb Bush, who wants to now put Brenda Snipes out of work instead of in prison where it belongs. Yeah. People like Rick Scott, who could have done something and refused to do something whenever he had this problem, right? He knew this problem was going to hit him smack dab in the face, and if he didn't know, then I got to be honest with you folks, he's not fit for office. Donald Trump could have done something. He could have directed Kirstjen Nielsen to do her job. But that's the last video, right? That's the old video. Now we're talking about Jim Acosta and why they lie and why they are circling the wagons for this. Let's be honest. He's simply a court jester, not a journalist, not even a repeater. Because he makes up, instead of repeating the typical lies of the left and the dirty deep state, the establishment, instead of repeating those lies, he makes up new lies whole cloth, right? He makes them up and then expects, because it is a concerted lying effort, to make people believe the lies instead of their lying eyes, right? So he makes everything about him. And here's why it's so important, so very important, for every single mainstream media outlet in the world, including Fox News, to lie about this. Now, the opinion people, they aren't going to lie, right? They can't get away with it. They have to dance with the one that brung them. But the so-called straight news people like Howie Kurtz of Media Buzz, Shannon Bream, and others like that who purport to report the news, but they don't. They just repeat the lies that they are told to repeat. They just read the scripts they're told to read, and if they don't, they're not going to be employed any longer. So why do they circle the wagons for the court jester Jim Acosta? simply for the fact he is the only one crazy enough to spout such lies. He is the only one that is devoid, completely devoid of any self-introspection. He doesn't even know, doesn't even know what self-introspection means. And I'm sure he probably doesn't even own a mirror, because if he did, if he was able to cast a reflection, evil typically doesn't cast a reflection, but if it was able to cast a reflection and look itself in the eyes, it wouldn't try to do it for a second day. It wouldn't try to, defeat Trump at any cost, at the cost of his own livelihood, right? They don't care about this. We know, folks, we know this for a fact, that they would rather destroy the free, fair voice of the opposition, of any opposition. They would rather commit hara-kiri financially, right? And destroy all of the golden geese of the corporatocracy. They would rather do that than actually say the other side might have, a bit of a point, right? That the other side's opinion might have a little bit of validation, right? They can't do that. They cannot do that because they know the genie has been let out of the bottle. We're way too smart. It's not the big three network days, where we didn't have the ability to source the liars and their lies. Now we do. So their lies, just like Goebbels said, you tell a lie big enough and the people won't even question it. They'll just repeat it. One death is a catastrophe. 1 million? That's simply a statistic. And that's the way they think, right? And they're all collectively committing hara-kiri or seppuku, or whatever you want to call it, where they take that knife and literally rip up from the bottom, from stem to stern, and let their guts fall out. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're laying all of their insides, their guts out to bear, so that we can all see. And thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, President Trump, for triggering these turds to expose every time you expose their lies with your Trump tweets. So Jim Acosta, he is willing to do what no other is willing to do, and that's why they have to circle the wagons. That's why they have to commit, let's face it, political parasitic suicide, because that's what they are, folks. They're all political parasites. I don't care if they're the mainstream media punditry parasites or the political puppetry parasites. They're all parasites, sucking the very lifeblood out of our country and our world for a few trinkets of silver and gold. Yeah. Well, they're losing, and they're losing badly. Even though they won the House, right? They had to make excuses for why they didn't win like they typically do. So left, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck U. Schumer, Jim Acosta, all of the ones circling the wagons for that liar and the complete outlandish lie that they're trying to circle around the globe to shut down the truth. All of you can lie to yourself just as much as you think you need to, or you want to, because you're liars and you lie when the truth sounds good. You can lie, and you can lie, and you can lie. But sooner or later, you're going to have to come face to face with the consequences of those lies. And the consequences of your lies, Jim Acosta, is you're no longer employable. No longer. Nobody believes anything you say. I've already #walked away from Fox News that was circling this lie as well. That was a bridge too far for me with Fox News. I'm done. Now, You can disagree with me on the Fox News. I don't watch CNN or MSNBC. It's not like I'm on the left all of a sudden. I refuse to watch any mainstream media ever again. I will not be a willing participant to my own death. And that's what they're doing. They're financially destroying me. That's what the mainstream media does. The mainstream media, the reason they're trying to destroy all independent voices, folks, they're trying to monopolize the media market just like they did in the big three network days, just like they did in the cable news days. Well, those days are done. Those days are well behind us. But they're going to try to force you to believe all of the lies by saying, I'm on your side. Trust me, right? Oh, famous last words of any politician or parasite. Trust me. Well, I don't trust any of them anymore. And if you want real live news in the real live world, reported, not repeated, from one of your own, that's me, Joe Wayne. I tell the truth. I report the truth. I don't repeat lies. As I see it, as I know it. And that's exactly why, folks, they have to circle the wagons for Jim Acosta. They are trying to force the world into insanity. They're trying to force the genie back into the bottle. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. But they will destroy themselves as they try to destroy us. And we're not going anywhere. Because they're hashtag walking away from the left and from the rhino right. They're not hashtag walking away from independent media. We're still here. Just like our president in the face of overwhelming globalist onslaught. That's just the way it is. You're never going to kill independent media. If I have to, I'll throw up freaking smoke signals. Yeah. You're not going to shut me down. You're not going to shut me up. You can financially attack me and try to ruin me, but one day, the people will wipe the sleep out of their eyes and they will be with me. They'll figure out sooner or later that mainstream media, all mainstream media, circle the wagons and tell the same lies. With that being said, folks, in a bid to survive, the anti-COINTELPROShow.com news site will be going full subscription on January 1 of 2019, or let's say that's the target date. You know, those target dates are, of course, fungible, but that's the target date, and that's the information that I have on the landing page. The ACP 313 Red Meat links are the anti-COINTELPROShow.com news site. So for the next month or so, you're going to be getting a lot of information as I try to build up the base of the audience that we need to survive and to go forward into 2019 and beyond. And with that being said, please, folks, don't forget to support the show. Without you, there's going to be no me, and there is no me. There would never be any me without you. That's what's kept me going, folks, for 5 years, is your moral support. Now I need not only your moral support, but your financial support to survive. We're in this together, folks. We either hang separately or we hang collectively. We either support each other or we go down in a whimper instead of a glorious, all-encompassing battle for truth and reality. And with that being said, I hope I have illustrated the point sufficiently. This is Joe Wayne. Good day and good luck.